So qualified business income, this came around in the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Kind of little history. In that act, they lowered the corporate rate to 21%, which then said, well, if I'm an owner of a pass-through entity, I pick up the income on my personal return at a maximum rate of 37%. So it really kind of put pass-through owners at a disadvantage. So they put in this provision called qualified business income. And it was set to expire at the end of 25. And what QBI did was it allowed an owner of a pass-through entity that had qualified business income to basically deduct up to 20% of their income on their personal return from that business. So there were a lot of phase outs, and it's a pretty complicated calculation, but the general thought of it is, if you are a pass-through owner and you have a lot of wages, a lot of employees, you're able to basically not pay tax on 20% of your income, which makes your effective rate on that pass-through income 29.6 instead of 37. So it was there to make it more competitive. And as this was about to expire, it had a lot of people really concerned. And so this bill actually permanently extends the 20% deduction. In addition, it increased the phase-in income limits, which actually will make this deduction a little bit larger for a lot of taxpayers. And it adds an inflation-adjusted minimum deduction of $400 if you are actively involved in the business. And so that really comes into play whenever you have what we call specified service trader businesses and some things like that. These changes all take effect starting in 26. So for 25, we are with the old rules, which still give you the 20% deduction. And then we will add the increased phase-ins and the new $400 deduction starting in 26.
Yeah, and I'll say, Lisa, this provision right here probably gave me the most concern about if it did not get extended, this was going to be a really big rate increase on those pass-through entities. So it's good to see that get permanently extended.
And there was talk about moving this to 23% for some taxpayers. It ended up at 20%, but yeah, this kind of went back and forth and ended up sticking with the current version, but great news to still have that.